Welcome to the Prescott Lab podcast, not just theory, practical science for everyone. I'm Dr. Jonathan Prescott, a physician and integrative medicine researcher at the Ravenshade Institute for Human Health. If you're a man over 60 and lately you've been wondering quietly, maybe even shamefully, whether your daily habits are helping you or slowly hurting you, especially when it comes to your prostate, then pull up a chair. Because today we're cutting through the silence. Now, before we begin, I want to speak to you, the man who landed on this video not by accident, but maybe by intuition, by that quiet inner voice that says, "It's time to take my health seriously." If you haven't yet subscribed, take a second and do that now, not for me, but for you. And if you give this video a thumbs up, let me be the first to say, may your next checkup bring good news, may your mornings feel lighter, and may your strength return in ways that surprise you. Drop a comment if this topic speaks to you, or just type one. Sometimes a simple gesture is the beginning of real change. All right, let's get into it. 1. The silent burden most men carry alone. Let me tell you about James. He's 66, retired steelworker, hands like oak, voice like gravel. Spent 4 decades building America's backbone, bridges, beams, buildings. But when he walked into my clinic, he didn't come to talk about his back or his knees. He hesitated, then looked at the floor. "Doc," he said, "I get up 2, sometimes 3 times a night. Feels like I never empty completely. And I've been wondering if maybe I'm doing something to myself. You know, down there." He didn't say the word, he didn't need to. I've had this same conversation hundreds of times with men like James. Hardworking, private, proud. Men who carry their discomfort like a silent badge, afraid to speak it aloud, afraid of the answer, and maybe most of all, afraid they waited too long. Because here's the thing no one tells you. It's not just the waking up at night, or the slow stream, or the hesitancy. It's the uncertainty, that creeping thought, is this just age or is it something worse? And right behind it, another fear. Have I made it worse by what I do in private? Well, now if that hits close to home, you're not alone. There are thousands of men out there, maybe millions, wondering the same thing, wondering if that daily habit, the one no one talks about, is slowly damaging them. Their prostate, their masculinity, their chances of living longer. Let me say this plainly, those fears are real, they're valid, but they need clarity, not silence. So let me ask you honestly, have you ever wondered whether what you're doing in private is helping you or quietly hurting you? Drop a comment. You don't have to explain, just type yes if you've ever had that thought. You'll be surprised how many brothers are walking beside you in this. And if you've never thought about it, let me ask another question. Are you absolutely sure your prostate's working as it should? In the next part, we're going to look at what science, not shame, says. And I'll show you a study that stunned even me when I first read it. But before that, check the comments. You're not alone here. And if you've got something on your mind, I'm listening. 2. What the Harvard study actually revealed. After the last episode, I saw 2 comments that stuck with me. One man asked, "Dr. Prescott, isn't daily ejaculation excessive? Doesn't it wear the system down?" Another wrote, "I always heard too much release drains testosterone. Is that true or just bro science?" Fair questions and common ones. Because for decades, that's what men have been told quietly, consistently, and incorrectly. But let me take you back to the night I first read the Harvard study. I was in my office, sipping cold tea, flipping through medical journals when the headline caught my eye: Ejaculation frequency and risk of prostate cancer. My first reaction, same as yours, wait, they studied that. But it was no clickbait. It was a landmark 18-year study tracking over 31,000 men. Real science, real numbers, here's what they found. Men who ejaculated 21 or more times per month had up to a 33% lower risk of developing prostate cancer than those who did so just 4 to 7 times. Let that settle in. What most men feared might be hurting them was actually protecting them. When I shared this with a patient 68 former truck driver, he just laughed and said, "So I've been doing something right all these years." Well, yes, you have. Now, to be clear, this isn't about obsessing over a number or forcing anything unnatural. It's about understanding your biology, because your body isn't broken. It's wired to protect itself if you let it. Ejaculation isn't just pleasure, it's function. It clears waste, resets tension, and in this case, supports long-term health. It's like flushing the pipes. And that's exactly what we'll dive into next, the prostate stagnation theory. What happens when you don't release often enough? And why regular release might be the simplest preventative medicine you've never been told about. But before that, let's hear your story. What did you grow up believing about masturbation and prostate health? Drop it in the comments. Don't be shy, your words might help another man finally feel normal. 3. Flushing the system, why your prostate hates stagnation. Let's get visual for a second. Picture your prostate not as some mysterious gland, but as a tiny, hardworking fluid factory tucked just below your bladder. Day in, day out, it produces the seminal fluid that protects and nourishes your swimmers. But here's the catch. Unlike other factories, it has only one exit. And if that exit is not used regularly, things start to back up. Old fluid lingers, debris settles, the ducts stiffen, and over time that silent backup creates pressure, inflammation, and vulnerability. This, gentlemen, is what researchers call prostate stagnation. Now it's not a disease in itself, it's a condition of modern aging. Men stop releasing, not by choice but by life, less intimacy, more stress, shame, meds, fatigue. And slowly the system stalls. Think of it like this. You wouldn't let motor oil sit unchanged for 15,000 miles, would you? So why let old seminal fluid sit for weeks, even months, inside one of your most sensitive organs? One of my patients, Harold, 70, ex-Marine no-nonsense type, told me, "Doc, it feels like everything's backed up, like there's pressure but nothing moves." And he was right, no infection, no cancer, just stagnation. His body was clogged from disuse. Regular ejaculation, whether through sex or solo, works like a flush. It clears old fluid, restores internal rhythm, and relieves that hidden buildup most men don't even realize they're carrying. And guess what? It doesn't require a prescription. It just requires permission from yourself to stop treating pleasure like poison. So let me ask you something, real talk. When was the last time you thought of ejaculation as a health habit, not just a private indulgence? Tell me in the comments, honestly. You're not the only one who's never made that connection. And the more we say it out loud, the less shame has room to hide. And hey, while we're flushing the system, flush that subscribe button too. You'll be amazed what happens when everything starts flowing better. And trust me, your prostate will thank you for both. Next up, we're going deeper. Literally, because flushing is only the beginning, what really matters is what your cells do after. Let's talk about healthy cell turnover and how release might help your body rewrite its own blueprint. 4. Healthy cell turnover, preventing mutations before they start. There's something quietly beautiful, almost poetic, about the way your body renews itself. Every single day, millions of cells die, and millions more are born to take their place. Your prostate, same story, constant regeneration, constant replacement. But here's the catch, like anything done over and over again, even nature makes mistakes. Each time a cell divides, there's a small chance that the DNA blueprint gets copied wrong. A tiny slip, a single mutation, and over time those slips can add up and become something far more dangerous. Now here's where it gets interesting. When your prostate stays active, when it's regularly flushed and kept working, your body is signaled to shed the old and rebuild new tissue. Faster, cleaner, smarter, this isn't just cleansing. It's cellular spring cleaning. I remember a patient, Franklin, 74, retired school principal, sharp as a tack, quick with metaphors, he asked me once, "So doc, you're saying regular release is like repainting before the mold sets in?" And I told him exactly. Because if you wait too long, it stops being maintenance and becomes repair. And sometimes repair comes too late. So let me ask you man to man. When was the last time you thought about your prostate at the cellular level? When did you last wonder what kind of tissue is building up inside you? Is it healthy, fresh, or has it been sitting there slowly breaking down? Think about it. Because sometimes just asking the right question is enough to change everything. Here's the real truth. Your body isn't fighting against you. It's fighting for you every day, but it can't do it alone. Sometimes help looks like something simple, something natural, something your body was built to do if you let it. Coming up next, we're going to talk about something even more subtle but just as powerful. Because sometimes the real enemy isn't hiding in your cells, it's living in your stress. And stress, it's not just a feeling, it's inflammation, it's tension, it's chemistry. And for older men, it may be one of the most overlooked causes of prostate dysfunction. To take a breath, I'll meet you in part 5. 5. Less stress, less inflammation. Let me tell you something I've learned after more than 30 years sitting across from men just like you. What happens in your mind never stays in your mind. Stress isn't just a mood. It's a biological chain reaction. And for men over 60, that silent pressure builds over time. It tightens the muscles around your bladder, it raises your blood pressure, and it stirs up chronic inflammation in places you won't even notice. Until things stop working the way they used to, your prostate, it's right there in the crossfire. You might think you're just a little tense, but your pelvic floor feels it. Your urethra feels it. Your sleep, your stream, even your intimacy, all of it feels the strain. Now here's the twist. Ejaculation, whether through intimacy or masturbation, releases more than just tension. It changes your chemistry. Oxytocin, dopamine, endorphins. These aren't just feel-good chemicals, they're healing messengers. They reduce cortisol, lower inflammation, and help your nervous system breathe again. I had a patient, George, 69, retired trucker. He came in complaining of pelvic pressure, poor flow, and waking up 4 times a night. All the tests were normal. No infection, no cancer, no enlargement. But you could feel the stress on him, decades of it. We didn't give him a new pill, we gave him permission to reconnect with his body, to release without guilt, to exhale not just physically but emotionally. A few weeks later, he came back and said, "Doc, I didn't realize how tight I was until I finally let go. So now I'll ask you what's weighing on you that your body might be holding too. Drop a comment." You don't need to explain, even just a "yeah, that's me" is enough, because sometimes the most powerful medicine is simply letting go of what's been locked inside. In part 6, we're going to uncover something you won't hear in most clinics, a hidden issue that affects millions of men, but rarely gets addressed directly. I call it the prostate clog. Let's talk about what it is, how to recognize it, and how to clear it from the inside out. 6. The prostate clog, a hidden problem in aging men. Let me ask you something most doctors won't. Have you ever felt like something's backed up down there, but no test can explain it, no infection, no tumor, no visible issue? And yet something still isn't right. That's what I call the prostate clog, not an official diagnosis. But believe me, it's real. Now before I explain, let me share a few questions that came in after the last episode. Doctor Prescott, I ejaculate regularly and eat clean. Why do I still feel pressure and urgency? My PSA is normal, but I never feel fully empty. Is that just in my head? Could it be old fluid stuck somewhere? Is it possible for the prostate to get stiff, like an overused muscle? The answer, yes, to all of it. As we age, the prostate can get rigid. It loses elasticity. The ducts narrow, the tissue thickens. And what you get is not disease, but a traffic jam. Dennis, 68, former airline pilot, told me, "Doc, I swear there's something stuck in there. Like it's just not moving right." He wasn't wrong. His labs were clean. But on exam, his prostate was tight, underperfused, and irritated. No bacteria, no cancer, just years of stagnation. That's the clog. It happens when old fluid isn't cleared, circulation weakens, and the tissue hardens silently over time. And no, ejaculation alone isn't always enough to fix it. To clear the clog, you need better blood flow from movement, pelvic exercises, even focused breathing. Anti-inflammatory support from foods or supplements like saw palmetto pomegranate green tea. Rhythmic stimulation through intimacy, touch, or targeted therapy to retrain the organ. This isn't about forcing performance. It's about restoring flow. So if you're thinking, this is exactly how I've been feeling, and no one ever explained it like this before, drop a comment, just say Clog. You might help another man realize he's not broken. Just blocked, and if this episode opened your eyes, go ahead and flush that like button while you're at it. Because the more we share, the more we heal. Coming up, 5 natural habits to support your prostate daily simply and without fear. Stick with me. 5 natural ways to support a healthy prostate over 60. Let's get practical. Because no matter how many studies we cite, at the end of the day, most men want to know, okay, doc, so what can I actually do every day to keep things working down there? Here it is: 5 simple, natural habits to support your prostate daily. No fluff, no gimmick. 1. Eat lycopene-rich foods. Lycopene, the red pigment in tomatoes, watermelon, and pink grapefruit, targets the prostate directly. It helps reduce oxidative stress and protect your cells. Cooked tomatoes work best. Add olive oil to boost absorption. A bowl of tomato soup twice a week. That's real medicine. 2. Drink green tea. Green tea contains catechins, compounds that cool inflammation, balance hormones, and may slow prostate enlargement. 2 cups a day, that's it. And yes, cold green tea counts. 3. Move gently but daily. Your prostate depends on circulation, and circulation depends on movement. 30 minutes of walking 5 times a week is enough. Add in squats or pelvic stretches and you've got a prostate-friendly routine. 4. Cut the quiet culprits: smoking and heavy drinking. Tobacco and alcohol dry the tissues, raise estrogen, and fuel inflammation right where you don't want it. Cutting back even a little makes a difference. Trade the late-night whiskey for green tea. Your body will notice. 5. Get screened. Stay ahead. 1 PSA test a year can catch trouble before it starts. Early detection isn't fear, it's wisdom. Don't wait until symptoms speak louder than your choices. These 5 habits, combined with regular release and better stress management, create a powerful foundation. Not just for your prostate, but for your confidence, freedom, and longevity. So let me ask you, which of these 5 are you already doing? Which one are you going to start tomorrow? Type it in the comments. Let's keep this podcast two-way. Coming up next, the final message. What daily release really means for your health as a man, and trust me, it's not what most people think. 8. What daily masturbation really does to your prostate. So now you know. After all the myths, the silence, the quiet shame we've carried for decades, here's the truth. Daily masturbation isn't something to hide. It doesn't poison your prostate. It doesn't drain your masculinity. It doesn't make you weak. In fact, it may be one of your body's simplest, most powerful forms of protection. We've walked through it together. The Harvard study that showed a 33% lower risk of prostate cancer in men who ejaculated 21 or more times a month. The stagnation theory: why regular release clears out waste and keeps the system flowing. The way healthy cell turnover protects against mutations. The quiet war between stress and inflammation, and how release helps you reset not just your body but your nervous system. The hidden clog that no scan will show but millions of men feel. And 5 natural habits, real tools, real choices that keep your prostate strong with or without medication. But beyond all that science, I want to leave you with this. You are not broken, you are not past your prime. And you sure as hell don't have to live in fear, silence, or confusion about what's happening in your own body. You have tools. You have knowledge, and most importantly, you have permission. Permission to care. Permission to act. Permission to release without guilt, without shame, without apology. So if this episode spoke to you even just a little, do me a favor. Hit that like button, seriously. Not just for the algorithm, but as a little signal to yourself that you're showing up for your own health. Subscribe if you haven't, because I'm not going anywhere, and neither should your vitality. And drop a comment, ask a question, share a thought, or just type "I'm in." I read them, I reply. This isn't a one-way broadcast, this is a brotherhood. And hey, if you did hit like today. I hope this week brings you better sleep, a lighter bladder, a clearer mind, and a body that surprises you in the best possible way. I'm Dr. Jonathan Prescott. Thanks for being here with me. Until next time. Stay strong, stay curious, and stay proud of the man you're becoming.